recording another video today. Today, we have another fragrance review. These are going to be some stuff you guys probably have seen before, but this is going to be suggestions for people who are tired of the designers, your Versace, your Dior's, and you're looking for something a little bit upscale, but you still want the same DNA. Well, this video is going to be for you. Well, my name is Juan Montanez, and I have for you 5 fragrances to replace the overall niche, not the overall niche, the designer fragrances that you might have. So we're gonna start here with number 1, which you guys see in the cover. It's gonna be Symphony Louis Vuitton. Now, Symphony Louis Vuitton, what you get is this very vibrant, citrusy fragrance. It's very nice. It's not overpowering, but it's very simple. So with that fragrance, you don't need a $500 fragrance to smell something simple and not unique. So you get grapefruit, bergamot, ginger. I found the best dupe of this. It's Rave Now White. I've mentioned this fragrance a lot of times, but for what you pay for it, $20 versus the Symphony, $500, and they both have about the same performance. You can drench yourself in this and still not hurt your pocket. So what you get with this fragrance, and I'm spraying these on paper because I smell absolutely ridiculous right now, is the same idea of Symphony. You get this opening with the ginger and the grapefruit, but there's something soft about this that kind of makes it more masculine. My girlfriend actually thinks that Symphony smells a little bit too feminine, and she actually likes the Rave Now White more because it smells more masculine. But it's still grabbing the same DNA as Symphony, 100%. And my second verification that this does smell similar to Symphony was a girl part of a fragrance thread on Facebook. She was part of a group. And she told me that if you want to smell like Symphony, you have to grab a bottle of this stuff because it smells so similar. The only difference is that this has apple. But I don't really smell that different, to be honest. It doesn't really smell different. And I love this fragrance. It's a good overall summer scent, and it'll get you probably 90% close to Symphony by LV. She said it gets you about 98% close, but yeah, to each their own. According to my oil that I have over here, it's probably like 90, 92. But I like this. Projection is, it's cheeks, but you can overspray this and still not feel half as bad. And then that's my first suggestion for Symphony by Louis Vuitton. You can just get a cheaper version of it, Rave Now White. Next on my list is going to be a replacement for Stronger With You Absolutely. Now, when I smell Stronger With You Absolutely, is you get this very chestnutty, slightly spicy, sweet fragrance. It's very, very nice, but it's overplayed. But I'm going to suggest you a fragrance that's a lot better than that so you don't smell like everybody else. It's going to be by the house of Toscovat. It's going to be called Amaretto Jazz. So it's like amaretto melting in the jazz room or something like that. This smells very, very similar to Stronger With You Absolutely, or even the whole Stronger With You line in general. So when I first smelled this, I'm like, oh man, this smells really, really similar to something that I've smelled before. And I have it in a rollerball for a good reason. I'm sorry, but yeah, so with this one you get a very vanillic tobacco fragrance. I like this fragrance because it smells different and it's unique, but you're still getting into that same house of Stronger With You Absolutely. So the only difference between Amaretto Jazz in the melting room, there we go, is that you get this very candle waxy, dusty fragrance. It's very gourmand. So obviously it has Amaretto from the top all the way to the bottom. And it's very nice. This kind of also reminds me of Jump Up and Kiss Me by Clive Christian. But if you're looking at replacing Stronger With You, I'd highly suggest this fragrance. He might have it under as a different line, but if you see a bottle of this stuff, definitely go grab it. This is going to be something I'll be wearing during the winter time. Because there's just something so hyper realistic about this fragrance that it just can't be ignored. It's that good. Projection is going to be very well done. Longevity, it's going to last long on your skin. but I would gatekeep this for the winter time, just like Stronger With You. And that's my second suggestion. We now have 3 more. And for number 3, it's going to be a replacement for Invictus Legend. Invictus Legend was something that I used to wear a lot ever since it came out. But the problem is that I didn't like it. It was overly synthetic. My girlfriend absolutely loved Legend and Platinum. But yeah, I just didn't like it. It was too synthetic. So you get sea notes, sea salt, grapefruit, bay leaf, geranium, spices, red amber, guaiac. Now, the suggestion I'm going to give you for a little bit up on the niche side is going to be Unique Blue by Supers Budapest. I've been meaning to sample this for a very, very long time. But as soon as I got it, I just got vibes of Invictus Legend, and I just passed on it. Now, my nose might have changed. So we're going to find out right now. Yeah, so you get this very aquatic fragrance that has, instead of the regular note breakdown that Invictus Legend has, you have this passion fruit. I love passion fruit. And the passion fruit in here kind of reminds me similar to Mebusco's Passion Island. I'm butchering the name, obviously, but it's just a blue bottle with an island on it with a passion fruit as the cover in the front. But this fragrance is pretty good. I just didn't like the idea of it being so close to Invictus Legend with just a passion fruit added note. So if you like Invictus Legend, this is going to be for you. Longevity on this is pretty solid. It sticks on your skin. And it's pretty cheap. You can find it for like $100, $110. Invictus Legend is probably going to be like $250, $200. Because it's a discontinued fragrance that came out in... I think I got this fragrance when I was starting collecting. 2020? Man, it's been 5 years. No, 2019 it launched, and I got it in 2020. So it's like, yeah, I would say probably like 5 years old. I've been collecting fragrances for 5 years. That's crazy. Yeah, that's what I get with this. As soon as it dries down, it becomes literally, no joke, like 90%, 93% close to Invictus Legend. So you'll want a replacement for Invictus Legend? Check this out. Unique Blue by Supers Budapest. Next on the list is going to be replacing Versace Eros. Versace Eros is a very well-known, clean, minty, citrusy, vanillic fragrance that is the best fresh, but also sweet fragrance too. And women love it. But I'm going to give you a different suggestion that gets you into that same ballpark. I'm not even going to spray it because of the fact that I can already smell it based on the cap. So with... I forgot the suggestion. Amouage Enclave. This is going to be just like Eros, just with the added spearmint instead of regular peppermint. Or is it the other way around? Yeah, it's spearmint. Oh, this turns very creamy. So with this one, you get a very Middle Eastern vibe of Versace Eros with a spearmint. So if you guys have not smelled spearmint, spearmint is it's a tarty mint. That's the best way to kind of state it. It's a very tarty mint. And then peppermint is a fresher mint, kind of like toothpaste. But this, it's so nice, bro. I love this fragrance a lot. I just never bought a full bottle because it's definitely very, very pricey. But if I had to suggest a replacement for Versace Eros, it'd be this for sure. The only difference between those two is that this has incredible longevity. That's due to Amouage's oil concentrations being a lot higher than Versace, obviously, and it's going to project really well. I remember wearing this during the winter time, and I got so many compliments, and it sticked well in my clothes. I normally do not like wearing fragrances on my skin. I will always prefer to wear it on my clothes because it will last longer, and especially like me, somebody who's doing like a 7-hour shift as a mechanic, you'll want it to last because you don't want to smell like BO after working such a long day, long hours and stuff. I just like smelling good when I work, especially when I'm getting into customers' cars, and this does that. Very, very nicely done. Good job, Amouage. And that's my suggestion for replacement of Versace Eros. Last but not least, this is going to be a replacement for Mancera's Red Tobacco. Mancera's Red Tobacco, what you get is... let's see what we got. So you get this warm, spicy tobacco fragrance that has green apple, nutmeg, cinnamon. Those stand out to me the most. Oud, patchouli, most definitely, and tobacco. Those really stand out to me like incredibly well. But what I'm going to suggest you right now is going to be The House by Clive Christian. I know, this is pricey, but it's going to be Cosmos Flower. Now, when I smelled Cosmos Flower in Puerto Rico, this smelled very fresh, but I was wrong. I got my sample from Decant X, and I was so wrong. So with Cosmos Flower, you get rum, orange, apple, pink pepper, plum, ylang ylang, osmanthus, jasmine, violet, and of course, Cosmos Flower, cocoa pod, caramel, benzoin, amber, and leather. So what you get with this fragrance is something in that same area as red tobacco. Red tobacco is very oud heavy. It's very smoky. It's very projecting. Well, with this, you kind of have that same vibe. It's going for that same dark attitude where it's rum. It's kind of like Side Effect by Nisha in that same area, basically. So if I had to replace red tobacco, Initio's Side Effect, or Trampo Baches by Inicio, those all kind of have that same vibe going on. I would get Cosmos Flower, and Cosmos Flower is so nice. It has this thing that just sticks onto you, and I'm not sure if that's the caramel with the chocolate or the rum with the plum, but it just does such a nice job during the winter time. It's really getting into people's noses. Man, I can't wait to wear this, but it's been sitting in my collection for like ages. So I always say that, and then I just never wear them. But it's so good. You guys most definitely have to try this stuff. And I think that is it for the most part. Now, the only cheaper one that we mentioned here is going to be the Rave Now White, and then your Unique Blue by Super's Budapest. All really great fragrances, but that's what I would suggest to you if you're looking for new fragrances. If you guys have any questions, drop them in the comments below. And show me some love. Subscribe to the channel. You guys already know. Cash App is right here. If you feel like it's in your heart to donate today, go ahead. Sampling fragrances gets expensive, and doing devotionals does take a little bit of time. So definitely consider donating if you want to. And last but not least, I love you guys. You already know. God loves you too. Drop your favorite fragrance below.